Episode 7. So what that means is the epic tiebreaker. Me versus Mike.
Nah, son.
Me versus Mike.
Nah, son.
It's 3 up. And I didn't come to play. See, I got my Ryu outfit on today. You know, this gonna be his alternate costume number 4. I brought my fight gloves and put my gloves on.
You know what's funny? I was gonna bring my Ryu beanie.
I'm gonna glove up because if this mic want to act funny, I'm gonna have to.
Nah, son.
Put my hands on it. So yeah, I'm you know, y'all saw me training all week, so I'm ready. I'm ready. Because we said, you know, best out of 7, right?
But that's assuming you're in a tie right now. It's not 3 up, bro.
No.
I went back.
No.
I came with the stats. You are down, bro. There's been one episode where you haven't had any mic trouble.
Which one was that?
I believe it was 3.
Oh, that's that one we propped
3 or 4, yeah.
When we propped it on the couch?
That's right. Yeah, because it was up there.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the only time you didn't have any mic trouble. Like it's 1-5 favor of the mic.
No, it's got to at least be 2.
Nah,
because I mean, the
man.
first one I was holding it, and I mean that shouldn't count as an L. Because we didn't even have equipment set up, so. But
it was the the flick of the wrist of the that gave you trouble.
All right, well then, I didn't say, we actually said first to 7, right? Yeah, first to 7, not best at 7. So I can technically just, you know, start to get the odds in my favor starting today.
First time. If it's best out of 7, you lost. If it's first to 7, there's still a very slim chance.
It's first to 7.
Okay. It's first to 7?
First to 7.
All right.
So the official score is 2-4?
You know what? Let's be generous. Let's do that.
So what's that? Oh, 2-4 is generous.
That's generous.
Oh, I think you was going to say 3 up.
No. I was going to say 1-5.
Oh, okay.
But 2-4, it's fine. That's fine.
All right.
Let's do it. All right. So episode 7.
Unculturable. Oh, so this like the intro? Oh, wait. See,
curveball, baby.
I'm telling you.
Curveball, baby.
I always say I'm a little dyslexic. Like, as soon as I say Pablo and Erik, I point to me first for Pablo. Pablo, Erick, Unculturable.
He's trying to steal my identity. Drop it.
Let's go! Pablo and Erik are unculturable!
Okay, so we're back with episode 7.
Yes.
Which is wild to think that we're already a month and a half in.
Over
a month and a half in this journey, which is kind of crazy, man. But we've had plenty of episodes where I feel like I spilled a lot, so now it's your turn.
Well, I'll spill everything. Okay. As long as it don't get anybody in trouble. But
we can cut stuff out.
I started spilling first, and then I was like, I got to make Pablo open up.
That's right.
So my people know who he is. So I guess now it's my turn now. And you brought questions.
Oh, I brought questions. Look, and I don't know if the camera won't catch that, but like,
did you do that in Notion?
I did.
Man, these designers, man, even their questions be fly.
Bro, you know, I'm organized. I'm meticulous. We've established that.
I mean, I want to learn Notion. Another thing that I've been...
Notion's great.
We'll bounce around, but I've been trying to learn Airtable. Because
Airtable, I haven't heard of that one.
Airtable, and honestly, I just got put on by this one guy, content creator, but he's talking about AI prompting. So he has a lot of his prompts organized in Airtable. So it's almost like you know what prompts will help you generate certain images.
Oh, I like that.
Because now it's like you create something and then it's like, well, did I create it in now Nano Banana? Did I create it on Runway, on Sora? So you forget. And then it's like, okay, when I finally got to the image that I want, like what prompt did I use? Did I include a reference image? It's all of those things that sometimes you have success, and when it's time to repeat it, you're like, man, what was my flow?
Prompt bookkeeping.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
So
that.
I'll be
like
using
that.
that for not only prompt bookkeeping, but also prompt engineering organization. So now I have a series of prompts where, let's say I know I want to do text to image, or I want to do image to video, or I want to do a VO3 video. Now I'll give it a very specific prompt, kind of telling them what his role is. That's
Yeah.
very specific for each task now. So just a way to keep it organized. But
Okay.
I feel like Notion can also, a lot of these programs and software can do the same thing. It's great for like just
Yeah.
organization, planning, and things like
Yeah.
that. But that's the new, I guess, software that well, I'm still on the free trial, so I'm playing around.
Notion is the best.
Yeah.
Notion is the best. I will say that hands down. I'll put my name on it just because of how organized it keeps me. Different templates you can get, free and paid.
Yeah.
Different. It's super modular, man. It can do whatever you need it to do. You can folders within folders. It has code integration into it. So if I want to, like for example, the last note I made was how to work an API, right? Through Next.js API router stuff. Put all the code in there, snippets of code, and they look like code. So they don't look like just writing in text. Like you can put like an actual blurb, like an insert of code, and it'll look like
into
a block
Notion now.
into Notion, and it'll look like a block of code, and then you can put notes, so it looks like an image with code in it, and you can mold it, and it's amazing.
Well, it's amazing how all of these technologies, all of these programs are trying to find a way to implement coding or AI in some form or fashion, whether it's Notion, whether it's Figma, whether it's Photoshop.
Yeah.
I think every single tool that I'm using now has some type of agent or there's some type of agentic way to accomplish what you want, which is removing the barrier.
Yeah.
Because I remember being in Photoshop and it's like, I didn't even know what a mask was because I was very remedial, and then I finally learned. But how cool would it be is like, just put a circle around that guy's face and make everything else disappear.
Yeah.
Because you may not
Yeah.
you may not know to say, hey, I need a circular mask tool to
Yeah.
crop out,
Yeah.
the entire background and create a profile photo.
Yeah. No, it's the AI integrations within the Notion environment are awesome. Like, again, from like a organizational doc structure type of approach, because you could just highlight anything and it'll give you AI options. Well, do you want to make it sound better?
Yeah.
Et cetera. Like it says improve writing and it'll just improve it for you. It's a hit or miss, really, but like I said,
It is.
try it, bro. I'll give you the rundown of it, of how it works. and
Yeah,
stuff.
because I really want to learn, because organization is everything now. Because you have so many tools, so many different workflows, so many projects moving in tandem.
That's right.
That it's just difficult to. You almost need it. It could serve as your project management tool.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna start.
All right.
I'm gonna start. So this is a chance for now. I'm poking at Eric. I'm back. The boomeranged around.
Poking the bull. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely be poking around. So this gonna be good for all my friends that are watching to get to know you better, and maybe all of your friends to get to know you better too. Cause I'm poking.
You know what's interesting?
What's up? That the mic still hasn't fallen down.
In addition to this mic, because
And I
he
set it
feels
up.
threatened,
It's because Pablo set it up, baby.
my friends, it's amazing how well they know me. Like, they know me so well, they remind me of myself. No, like they'll be like, no, you've always been this person, or I remember when, it's inspiring because it kind of reinforces my trajectory and why I feel how I feel and why I feel like I'm destined for something and just everything. So it's amazing when, like I said, this is almost like Facebook. So people
Yeah,
are
dude.
reconnecting,
Yeah.
and some people haven't seen me in forever, and they're like, "Bro, yeah, you're a little bit more mature now. Yeah, you don't have braids anymore, but you that same dude, just a more mature version." And
Yeah,
they're like,
yeah.
"You always had this discipline or this, motivation or whatever." So
You're just a good dude to have around. And I
Thank
think
you.
people can see that because even when my friends comment or I'm pressing them, when I'm like, hey, are you watching?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm asking questions. So like a reoccurring theme on you is that you seem very like chill, peaceful, good to have around, just a good person in general.
Thank you.
I'm like, yeah, I mean, that's pretty
Thank you,
spot
Pablo's
on.
people. I appreciate that.
It's pretty spot on, I think, right? You bring like a sense of calmness to a sometimes chaotic place, right? At work, it's 9 out of 10 is chaotic. And it's nice when you have Erick go like, hey, everybody shut the fuck up. What are we doing right now? And it's nice to like hit that reset and get someone to do that.
Woosah.
That's right. So yeah, man. All right. So I'm
All
gonna
right,
start.
let's go. Open book.
So I'm gonna hit you on several different categories. I'm gonna tell you what the categories are right now so that you can mentally prepare as I assault you with these.
Okay.
Right? There's several different questions for each. So the first one is personal background and origin story.
Okay.
Then it's gonna be gaming and anime,
Okay.
fitness and lifestyle,
Okay.
technology and curiosity,
Okay.
crossovers and identity,
Okay.
and then find lighthearted questions, which is gonna be like kind of like a rapid fire ground.
Let's go.
Okay? All right.
Let's go.
So the first question I have for you is, how did you get into gaming? And it's a personal background and origin story.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you get into gaming? How did you get into anime? How did you get into fitness? And I know the tech, but just for the people that don't know,
Mm-hmm. Well-
origin stories on all those.
And I'll be brief because the gaming and anime story all tie back to Diggs. When I lived
Shout out
I lived in
Diggs.
17B, he was on the 16th floor, and I remember being maybe 8 years old, visiting him that first time, and I had Atari, he had Nintendo.
Yeah, yeah.
So first time I laid eyes on Super Mario and was like, what is this 8-bit color goodness?
What the fuck, Mom?
And so immediately from that Christmas on, every time there was a new gaming console, that's all I really wanted. So as far as gaming, that part was always a thing. And then when it comes to video games, like outside of the home, this was when there was such thing as arcades. There was also such a thing as just going in a video shop or a pizza shop or Blimpie, and they have 4 arcade cabinets in the back. So I remember when this is going way back, like my allowance was $2 a day.
Damn, bro.
And what that would get me was a slice of pizza for $1 and then 4
right.
quarters. So, and 4 quarters don't last long if you suck. So
That's right.
That's how I got so good at.
That's 4 ass whoopings. away
That's
from
how I
having
got
nothing.
so good at Street Fighter. Street
right.
Fighter 1 at that because with 1 quarter.
Financial necessity to stay
One
good.
quarter, I could beat the entire game. Shout out to Von Dawn 57, who's doing big things in the production space with his artists. But he's been supporting Unculturable, and he knows.
He knows.
He was my competition. I always had
My
Ryu's
God.
side.
Is
you
he
know?
nice with the sticks?
You see, I still got the Ryu outfit on today, and actually, this is more like Ken, to be honest.
I was
with
gonna
you.
say, bro,
But if I
the red and
reverse
white.
it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so we'd be going head to head and battling, but it was like you had to make those 4 quarters last.
Is he active on the sticks?
Not anymore. Not anymore.
So you retired him?
I didn't retire him, but I mean, some people moved on, and I'm still a big kid. So what can
Hey,
I
I
say?
feel you, man. Same here.
But like, so as far as like gaming, that's just always been my thing, which is why I say, if technology and streaming was a thing then, I would have naturally flocked to that because my house was always headquarters because I always had the latest consoles, the latest games, the latest everything. So people would just pull up to my place and we would just do our thing.
Yeah.
So that would have been the streaming house. And then Diggs also, put me on to anime. In Queens, you had an area called Flushing. And the best way to describe Flushing was, at that moment in time, it was a predominantly Asian community. So it's almost like going to Koreatown over here or a Chinatown. Like you go, talking about Asian, supermarkets, but it's, Chinese, Korean, Japanese. It's, a melting pot.
Yeah.
And so him always being out there, he was introduced to it first, put me on, and then we would just go to like video stores because
That's what's up, man.
and we would just watch it, and that's how and that's how I got turned on to that, because it was like we always thought we were older than we were. Like think about the first time like people saw South Park. They're like, oh my God, there's blood, or they killed Kenny, and like it was just so mind blowing. And for us, it was like, like because we had anime, and it's like we saw that already,
That's
and
normal.
the characters look cooler.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know. So that's going to be your gaming and anime story.
Ooh, I like that. All right, so personal background and origin story, question 2. Mm-hmm. What's a childhood memory that shaped who you are today?
There's a lot, but when I look at the trajectory of my life, there were 2 pivotal moments. One was my man Ja, who, from Trop, he's amazing. We'll have him on the show one day because he is somebody who's really changing lives in terms of substance abuse and all of that. And, funny story, the first time we met, it was actually, basically we almost got into a fight.
What?
Because, so, and it's amazing how the universe puts people in your life. This is like 7th grade. I'm cutting class. I'm cutting, so I go into this other class because they had a substitute teacher. So I'm like, I'm gonna just chill here, see what's popping. And and here comes Ja, like, yo, bro, you don't belong in this class. I'm like, and then
Get out my turf,
and he
baby.
like throw a chair and all that, and like we almost get into it. And I'm like, all right.
Damn.
So as fate would have it, 8th grade, first day of class, we're sitting next to each other.
Of course.
Because they literally
universe.
do assigned seating, and their names are so close that we're sitting next to each other. And that other stuff was like, so whatever. We was just like, what, we put it behind us, and literally became like brothers. And as kids we used to watch wrestling, and you used to fight and wrestle, and I was never like this, but like I was never a stick.
Yeah, yeah.
So I used to be able to like manhandle people, and for whatever reason, this is all part of the story, and he'd openly say it too, so I don't mind sharing it. But he got sent to a juvenile detention facility for a little while when we were young, and we would write each other and send me pictures of him on the bench and everything, and he came home, and we wrestled. And that was the first time I felt strength. Meaning, because here's this little dude, or, little skinny dude, he could fight. But it's like, if I get a hold of him, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
And like, I grabbed him, it flung me around. I'm like, what the fuck? And so that was the first time I associated exercise and resistance training with strength and power. And that was something that planted a seed in my head. And then it wasn't until sophomore year in high school, from January to June, I was assigned weightlifting. So it's the last period of the day. And that was the first time I kind of felt somewhat of an identity in a sport or physical activity. Never really,
Because you weren't a sports person per se, right?
Yeah, because I sucked at them. So, basketball, it's like you love basketball. Naturally, everybody lives that basketball life and pays attention, but wasn't going anywhere with it, and I wasn't going to identify with that. And it wasn't until weightlifting class, and I had that weightlifting class January to June, and within that 6-month window, I actually felt better. My self-esteem was, had improved, and I was able to self-identify with something that a lot of people wasn't doing. And so that summer, I panicked because I'm like, what am I gonna do?
Yeah.
And there was someone who was moving, and they was selling their entire weight set for $400. I told my mother, I was like, Mom, I got the money. I just need permission from you to get rid of everything in my room, put my mattress on the floor in your bedroom so I can convert my room to a gym.
Wow, bro,
And-
what a fucking origin story, dude.
And at that time, you know, I was just a knucklehead. So she was like, that's what
Sure.
you want to do? And so that's what I did. And I figured it out. I didn't know what I was doing, but I made that commitment. But it wasn't until one day I was doing pull-ups in the rain back in Left Rack City, Section 2. It's raining outside. Nobody's out there. I'm doing pull-ups. Anybody from my hood, you know, during that time is going to know KO because, you know, he had a Rottweiler, he had a pit bull, he had a caddy, a bike, and then knock you out. he would be the equivalent of like the hood's Debo, but he wasn't a bully. It's just that when you know how to fight, sometimes people want to test you.
Yeah.
And they learned. And he was like, yo, shorty, like, what you doing? I'm like, working out. You know, he was walking his dog, and he was like, well, I work out every day, you know, like around 4 o'clock, just knock on my door. I'm in apartment 12J. And I was like, all right, how about tomorrow at 4? And he was like, cool. Next day, knocked on his door. We started working out. First week of us working out, he basically told me, I'm 16 years old, he's 32 at the time. My mother was like, what's a 32-year-old man want with a 16-year-old boy?
Yeah.
He was like, work out? And he was like, yo, I'm about this life. I don't want you bringing any bullshit into it. And at that time, I was doing, you know, things, and I had to choose. And one thing about me is like, when I choose, and I act quick. So like one day we in the, you know, the whole crew's in the cypher and they handed me the blunt. Next day I'm like, I don't smoke. They're like, when you quit? I'm like, now? And they never passed it to me again because they knew if I said I'm done, I'm done. So so when we're talking about exercise, you know, and origin story, my man Ja and KO. If it wasn't to them, if it wasn't for them, the trajectory of my life, I can't even imagine
Wow.
what it would have been.
Dude, so from the jump, like you were just like, I mean, it also sounds like you were already a very determined and opportunistic person in the best way possible, right? Like, hey, you tell me when, tomorrow at 4.
Yeah.
You could have been like a week or 2.
And the reason why I said that was because that was the second time he offered, but it was so general that I didn't want to just go randomly knocking on his door.
Yeah.
So that's why the second time he offered, I said, tomorrow at 4, and he was like, yeah, like, okay.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
You know what? Hey,
And
that's a dope story.
And there's one other person, and this is random, and he would never have any idea, but there was another dude in my hood called Gerald. Shout out to him and his family. But he's probably, and this is, again, 6th grade, he's probably the first person that, like, even at a young age, I'm like, man, this guy looked like he worked out. You know what I mean? It's like those little seeds that get planted, but when you ask the question, like somebody like Gerald pops up in my head. But in terms of like my trajectory and what really impacted like my decisions to go this direction, got to give it to Ja and KO.
Damn, what a fucking answer, man. That was great.
It's the truth.
You know what? Hey,
It's the truth.
I like them already. I don't know them, but I like them.
No, they're good people.
Yeah. Okay, so personal background, origin story, question number 3. If someone asked you, what drives you, what would you answer? Like right now, what drives you?
That's a good question.
Money, power, or like what drives you? Is it a better financial future?
It all ties down to freedom. Freedom and the ability to bless others.
That's what drew me to you, by the way. Seriously.
Thank you. There's people who have this goal where I need to be, you know, the head of a Fortune 500 company. I need to be number one on Billboard. Like they have certain dreams or aspirations or things that they really want to achieve. And one, I definitely want to live up to my potential, and I want to maximize the earnings of my potential doing things that I love. But what that translates into is saying, Mom, you don't need to worry about Social Security checks and budgeting. Here, take that.
Yeah.
Ja, I understand what you're doing in the space when we're talking about getting people off of drugs. How can I help you, and how can we build a center and make an impact there? KO, I know after school center programs are done. The opportunity to have met you no longer exists because those same monkey bars I used to train on are gone. So it's like, KO, how do we help you live comfortably but still be able to give that gift that's inside you and spread that to others? My brother Jason with, launching his CMOS business. Okay, boom. Let's throw some money in it. Let's scale it. Let's get that into a $1 million/billion dollar brand for you.
But notice how this man, I was like, what drives you? And started talking about everyone but himself.
Yeah.
You're a very selfless person, man.
Because I'm, I am very happy when I get my meals in, when I work out, when I feel good, when bills are paid and everybody's taken care of. And I could just make decisions independent of current life situations.
Yeah.
Like I love when you get paid and you don't even bother checking the checking account. Like payday, it's in there, whatever.
Yeah.
So what I want to do is actually take my skill set, take my money, my resources, and help. And those people with dreams that just need some assistance or some guidance, I'd much rather, reinvest in them and help them. And that be my business plan. Because, I'll always have a, percentage stake in a company or something. Because by no means is it a charity. But it's like, how do we lift each other up? Because, I know I've been blessed by having, a brother who's amazing in marketing and has been a great, mentor and person I can just watch and learn from over the years. And there's a lot of people that just don't have that.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that just don't have anything.
Yep.
And what I want to do is, be able to take my knowledge and my resources and really just do cool shit with it and, and make the world a better place in that regard.
I love that answer, man. That's probably why we're friends. I've told you this before, but my wife tells me something constantly, and that is, if I'm scared of you with money now, I'm terrified of when that multiplies, because I'm also the type of person where I go out of my way for people. Mm-hmm. If I see, I can't see a homeless person, there's assessments that go in place, but I'm like, I'll go to the bank, take out money, buy him a meal, get him some coffee, a drink, and hey man, here you go, you're good.
Yeah.
Right? I can't see someone anyways. That's why we're homies. Okay, so I'm moving on to gaming and anime specifically.
Gaming and anime, let's go.
Yeah. So, what is the first game you ever played that hooked you? And I think we've gone into some of this in episode 3, but just to recap, in this sense.
Yeah. Honestly,
is it Street Fighter or is it Super Mario?
No, Street Fighter 1. It was something about love at first sight. Seeing Ryu throw that fireball, what,
baby?
Freak a fireball from your hands,
like the one the Mike threw at you last episode. Yeah, that fireball for those who don't know.
And the large sprites, but there's so many games that I love and I finally remember. But if we're saying one, it has to be Street Fighter 1. And I remember this was before there was no internet, there wasn't any access to information. So you just go in a Blimpie one day and all of a sudden there's new arcade machines in there. And I remember I just go in and I see Street Fighter 2. And
That's where I started.
No lie, like I saw it, I turned around, Diggs, he lived on the 16th floor. I ran to the building, ran up 16 flights of stairs, knocked on his door like, yo, Street Fighter 2, bounced. Went back and, and put my quarter up and started playing. But yeah, for me, it's always been like that love for Street Fighter. That's always been like the
okay,
number
and
one.
that's sort of been my assumed answer, but just for anyone that doesn't personally know you,
Yeah.
Street Fighter geeks out here.
Yeah.
So, because the second question, you just answered it, but again, for the peeps, it's favorite game of all time and why?
Now, favorite game of all time.
It wouldn't be Street Fighter.
So that game definitely had, you almost have to put it number one by default because.
Oh, this is already a different answer than I thought. I thought it was gonna be like, yeah, Street Fighter, cut and dry.
Nah, again, because there's chapters. I mean, let's not, I got to show love to the Killer Instinct remake, which had me, at the top
Evo,
8
baby.
stage at Evo,
Wow.
Literally competing on the big stage and, and dealing with like that community. So even though I don't play anymore,
It's a core memory attached to
yeah,
it.
because it's almost like, since that was the first season of the release of the game that hasn't been out for so long, it's almost like we're like classmates. So, like Gutter Magic, my forever rival. You always had Grims, who was nasty with the Jago.
Jago's dope, bro.
I'm
more of a full gore myself.
Shout out to Rico Suave. He probably the only other game in the only other person in the fighting game community that could fuck with me in the gym. His cousin, Justin Wong was on that stage. You know what I mean? So we had a lot of legends, and I remember competing with, being in the suite and going up against Bass, who's like I was Orchid, he was Spinal. Even to this day, I see him still competing, doing well. So it's just one of those things where, we form like this bond. Like even if we don't know each other, all I gotta say is like Pretty E and say Orchid or Season 1, Evo.
Fuck, you look like an Orchid character, bro.
Yeah,
Fuck,
yeah.
You're one of those.
So you're gonna, you'll be like, oh shit, even like Maximilian Dude and some of these big streamers will still be like, oh yeah, even if we don't have a personal relationship.
Shared experience.
So I definitely have to.
So Killer Instinct.
I have to.
Wow.
Like I can't.
You betrayed,
not,
bro. You betrayed it.
I can't not show love to like Killer Instinct.
Yeah.
And then when we're just, again, because I'm like a gamer. So when I think about just like certain franchises, things that I'm always going to look forward to is like.
Wait, hold on, because you're about to go into my next question.
Okay.
I feel like you're about to go into my next question.
Then did I answer the current question?
I mean, yeah, right? Killer Instinct? Which is like favorite game of all time?
But if I have to say one.
If
I have to say one, I'm going with Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition.
Okay. But I like the Killer Instinct angle, because that's true.
Yeah.
Right, that's true. Okay, but my next question was going to be, do you play games more for competition or for story? Because there's two different types of games, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, if you follow, even fighting games have stories.
When we're playing, if we're talking about like Street Fighter 6, only competition. Mm-hmm. I haven't done the world tour mode. I haven't seen an ending. Like I've never hit arcade mode. Like as soon as it launched, I went straight to the training room.
Online.
Opened up matchmaking settings so people can challenge me and learn by, scrapping it out. So in an instance like that, purely competition, but I am a third person action adventure lover. So
like Expedition?
But you know what? Absolutely. But that one was an anomaly.
That one was an anomaly.
Because that out of nowhere became like one of my top 5 games of all time.
We need to chat about that because I beat it.
And that's because of just everything. But it was really just the storytelling and the music, just how everything tied together. Like I was watching that. It was more entertaining than a movie. And more compelling. And they are going to make a movie out of it. And so a game like that being being a turn-based RPG a la like a Final Fantasy VII, like that's never been a genre like I flock to. But hands down, they redefined that genre and how everyone should be after that because of their mechanics that made a game that felt mostly passive more active.
Yeah.
Because with the parry and the block
right.
mechanic. But games like God of War,
Classic.
Ghost of Tsushima.
I haven't played that one.
Yeah,
But God of War was my shit,
and Ghost of Yote is coming up. So games like that. I loved Assassin's Creed in the beginning before it felt like they started deviating from the actual story that they started with. So I'm more of like I love Stellar. Let's not forget Stellar Blade. I love Stellar Blade, which by Shift Up. So I love action adventure games.
You like everything.
But that have good mechanics. Like I
feel
like
you.
like a game where it actually challenges you and there's a learning curve. Like I don't like an action adventure game where you're just like mashing buttons. Like that just reminds me of an old school beat 'em up. So I actually like things where you have to like where we're timing for blocking and dodging, and then it's like stylish combat. So and then also like when it has like beautiful graphics. So that's why
And
like,
music too.
Yeah, so that's why a game like
Yeah.
Stellar Blade is probably one of my favorite new franchises. And then looking forward to like the Ghost of Yote.
Yeah, baby.
I hope that Wolverine game finally comes out by Sucker Punch, because they're the ones who made Spider-Man, and I think that'll be an amazing game because I love Wolverine. So
Okay. So it depends of the game.
yeah, but
Right, like competition, fighting games straight up, but then
Yep.
story is like, hey, well, I love a good story, but it has to follow this criteria of like detail-oriented fight scenes and good music and thematic details and.
absolutely.
Okay, I like that. All right, here's an interesting one. I'm actually the next two questions. I'm like, I've been waiting for these.
Okay.
It's if you could live in any anime universe, which one would it be and why?
Can I also determine which character I am?
That's the. Bro, stop getting ahead of me, dog. Like, because then and what anime character do you relate to the most?
Because depending on who I am, that's going to determine which universe I want to be in.
Imagine it's your character doesn't matter. Like, what anime universe would you like to be a part of?
I never even thought about that.
I figured you wouldn't, so I'm like, I've been waiting to ask you these.
An anime universe.
Yeah. Will it be like Naruto, where you're like in a village and ta? Or would it be like a Gundam universe?
I mean, maybe.
One Piece, Dragon Ball Z?
Definitely not Fist of the North Star, because I do not want to be in no post-apocalyptic world. So definitely not that. But maybe
Attack on Titan?
I might have to go with like Akira.
Akira?
Because if I recall correctly, it's like a futuristic, cyber Tokyo.
Like a cyberpunk-ish type of thing?
Cyberpunk Tokyo. So that seems like a place where I can go and have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Meaning Tokyo is number one on my bucket list.
Yeah, dude.
So it seems like a good metropolis, a city. I mean, you're going to have any level of dystopia wherever you go. But when I think of all the other animes that I love, they're either in like just some village that I would never select, so I would almost have to go all the way back to like Akira.
Okay. Great answer. I was not expecting Akira. Right, I was thinking like, not Jujutsu Kaisen or anything like that, but I was thinking maybe something a little more like modern.
Okay.
Right? But I'm like, hey, that's a great twist,
But have
though.
you, is there something that I'm missing?
Like AOT, Jujutsu Kaisen, a Demon Slayer era.
Yeah.
Are you into...
Because they don't spend enough, like I don't get enough time to see the city and the village and the people. So it just still feels like too traditional.
But think about it. It's like not just of scenery and like environment, more of like, I would like to be part of this world where like, if I was there, I'd be a character and I would have these superpowers, or I can awaken my shit, or like on some solo leveling shit.
I was gonna say that the next question, call me Sun Jin Woo, baby. Sun Jin Woo.
I was scared to say solo leveling because like I know that's where you're going.
Oh no, yeah. I mean, Without a doubt.
Arise type shit. Yeah, okay. That's fine.
Literally.
Okay. So that was my next question is, what anime character do you relate to the most, though? Not what you want to be.
I mean,
do you relate?
I relate to Sun Jin-woo, baby. We get our daily activity in.
Hey, you know what? Leveling up, baby. All right.
Yeah, we have to hit our minimum requirement. Otherwise,
like
there's
that.
going to be a severe penalty.
I like that.
We're doing what we're doing really for our family, and yeah, it's like we just got that aura about us. We just be aura farming. Not even trying to pull up in Gold's Gym. So
That's funny.
yeah, Sun Jin-woo all day.
Okay. Hey, I'll take
I'm
it,
probably
man.
not pronouncing it the proper way, but
I like that answer, though.
main character.
I figured, honestly, I figured.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so now we're gonna move on to fitness and lifestyle.
Let's go.
Some of these you actually kind of already answered in the origin story, right? In the what made you passionate about working out? Well, it was just this thing that you had and the people around you, right? And that commitment you made and the contract you made with yourself and your environment.
Yeah,
That's cool.
And I want to add to, like, I don't know if this relates to the question, but there's something that I want to add on to. I remember, so once I identified myself or started working out, then it really became a competition against myself. And I never wanted to be that used to be person. He used to work out.
Oh.
He used to be fit, or he used to be about that life, or the only I used to be is, man, he used to be not
Lazy.
so strong.
Okay.
He used to, be something, but
something bad, right?
I'm all about progress. Some level of progress. I say it's not about, it's about progress, not perfection. And the one thing that I'm happy about is that I always wanted to go the hard route. Meaning in the sport that I chose to be in, it was like the people who are at the top of their game or who are really about that life, they're like, okay, I'm gonna start taking steroids. Like I'm going to, because you become so addicted to certain things. So you're like, well, if I want to live this bodybuilder life, then I got to go all out. Or it's like, if I want to get this money, how do I scheme and have these quick flips and come ups at the expense of other people?
Yeah.
Like, if I want to do this, like, what's the shortcut? What's the fastest way to get there?
Yeah.
And the thing that I learned is that when you take those shortcuts, one, it's not sustainable. And then two, it catches up to you. And then the people that went the slow and steady route end up way ahead of you.
Yep.
And so I look at people who wanted to rush or wanted to take shortcuts or do certain things, and then I look at them now and I'm like, that's probably what drove me and why unconsciously I never chose that route.
Yeah.
Because I can see something, and one of my gifts is, it's almost like I can see like the trailer of a movie and be like, oh, I know how that's gonna end. And I can see people's actions or certain things and already know what the ending is, and I'm like, I don't want part of that ending.
Yep. Okay.
So
I like
yeah,
that.
it's all about progress and me just trying to be a better version of myself.
So yeah, I like people that think of one brick at a time. Like, right, I'm not thinking of the whole wall right now. I'm just thinking, I think it was Will Smith that said it, right? It's, hey, today I'm gonna lay this fucking brick so perfectly.
Yeah.
And that's all I focus about. I'm not even taking into consideration what the output is or the end of my effort of like the entire wall. Just one brick, baby.
If I was to come up with a random book right now, because it's something I've been sharing with people, but I'm like, be the tortoise. And
I advocate for that.
And it's like you had the story about the tortoise and the hare, and you had that rabbit. And he was just running and racing and doing whatever he can do to cross the finish line first. And
That rabbit
you know
fucked
what?
around too much.
So I'm really, I just realized, like, I just got to be that tortoise. because with the consistency, the constant progress, and just keeping a level head, level mind, and staying in your lane and not trying to jeopardize anybody else's path while you're on yours, you'll find yourself ahead of everybody that you even think you're chasing
For sure.
in time. 'Cause
That's
that's even
so
what
true.
I'm noticing. It's like,
Yep.
it's wild to think about like how there's people with things that I still dream to attain, and somebody be like, "Oh, he's jealous of you." I'm like, "You jealous of me? Like, the fuck?" But I think it's because there's a lot of things that just you either have or you don't.
Yeah.
And money can't buy, cheating can't get it for you. So yeah, I'm just staying in my lane. I'm being that tortoise, and I look to achieve everything that I set out to in time.
That's a great answer, man. All right, so we're gonna do rapid fire.
Okay,
Like quick.
quick.
Like every answer has to be.
Man, you quick
Under-
to Mr. Tangent.
yeah.
All right.
If we don't spin off into shit.
All right, I'll keep it quick. Hey, if there's
under 10 seconds.
If there's
or
and
15.
then if there's anything you guys want me to elaborate on later or more, leave it in the comments.
That's right. I say this because we got like 5 minutes left.
Let's go.
Okay. All right. What is your go-to workout routine right now?
Don't have one. I
You-
train
you
instinctively.
just work out?
I mean, I do have a split. I do chest one day, back one day, quads one day, shoulders one day, biceps and triceps one day, hamstrings one day, and then maybe I either repeat or take that day off. Cardio every morning, 60 minutes on the elliptical when I wake up.
Damn. All right. That's a great routine.
But when I'm in there, it's just instinctively.
Okay. How do you balance tech and gaming, which is sedentary, with fitness, which is active?
I'm not balancing tech and gaming because honestly, I haven't been gaming as much as I've been teching. But there is no balance because every day I will tech and every day I will work out. When I wake up, first thing I do is get on the elliptical and tech for an hour while I do shit on the elliptical.
So just make sure you do active shit, working.
It's
Okay.
just part of my life.
I love that. Okay. So if you had to teach people one fitness principle that could change their life, what would it be?
Start and don't stop.
I like rapid fire, Eric. All right, you get the gold nuggets. All right, so now this is tech and curiosity. What piece of tech excites you the most right now?
Art of AI,
Well, okay, specific. What part of AI?
image and video generation,
Okay. Do you
encoding.
Okay, yeah, there you go. Do you see yourself as an early adopter or a skeptic to new gadgets that come out and new tech?
Early adopter always.
Okay. If you could invert a piece of tech to improve your daily life, what would it be? Or invent. I'm sorry, I said invert. Invent.
A robot that can prompt everything that's in my head to AI and make it come to life.
My head went somewhere else when you said robot.
And the robot does not have to be a hot Asian girl, Pablo. Get out of... I don't know where that came from.
You just be like, if you could invent what would be
I mean, honestly, you should see
a hot Asian girl robot that just stays in my bed the whole time.
No, but tangent, I do have somebody coming onto FanView very soon.
Oh, okay. Oh, dude, I'm fucking sweating. I want to have me in tears.
You asked. I'm here minding my business, so go.
I know. That shit was fucking funny, bro. What tech trend do you think will matter most in 10 years?
I mean, prompt engineering and the use of artificial intelligence to be your tool.
Okay. Are you a morning or a night person?
Both. But no. Night,
Pick one.
Night all
Night?
day.
Okay. Cardio or weights?
Weights.
Console or PC?
Traditionally,
curveball.
console, 95% of my life, I am now switching to PC.
So now you're pro PC.
Yeah, well, there was a point in time when, and I just got to say this though, you had console exclusives. So you had to have every console. Now, one PC will give you everything.
Yep.
And then I also love the mods.
Yep. Okay.
So,
I like that
PC.
too. Okay. So here's some closing and shared takeaways. Still part rapid fire.
Rapid.
Okay?
Let's go. Pow,
What's something you want people to understand about you that is usually missed?
I think people get me pretty clearly.
Okay. So you don't think people have a misconception about you, maybe
I'm nice.
at a surface level?
I'm nice, and I'm actually very
Approachable.
Approachable.
Okay.
Yeah. Say hi.
Okay. How do you hope your passions evolve in the next 5 years?
Fuck you, money, and we changing the world by making everyone else's lives better and making their dreams come true.
All right. Here's a curveball. What's one thing that you and I share that the audience doesn't know?
That the audience doesn't know?
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, we both make good music.
That's right. And passionate. I would say passionate.
Very passionate.
Okay. So
they don't know about your skills. I mean, because I don't know what they do and don't know. But
Yeah.
keep watching. I'm not going to answer that question because then I give it all away.
yeah. If this episode was a game or an anime arc, what would you call it? This episode right now. Not the podcast as a whole.
This episode now.
Yeah. If it was a game or an anime arc, what would you call it?
Okane mochi ni naritai.
What does that mean?
I want to be a rich person. In Japanese.
Bro, I've been learning Japanese, but I only know bad words and bad phrases. I know it's the one I learned this week is the fuck is going on, bro? That's what it is. Nanu ga okotenda yo majire.
None of you.
That means what the fuck is going on, bro? Anyways, all right, that wraps it. That's episode 7. We got to know Erick a little bit more. If you have any more questions or want Erick to expand on anything on a future podcast, let us know down in the comments and we'll elaborate, we'll bring it up, we'll shout you out, whatever. But that wraps it up.
And I won this bout, okay? Me versus Mike, I'm up and up.
Yeah. Hey, throw me flowers, bro. It's
Thanks to you.
It's Pablo and Erick versus Mike on this one, and guess what?
I had an assist. We did Marvel MVC2
Yeah,
on
that's
this.
right. You tapped it, baby. I came in with the assist.
All right, well, that wraps it up. Peace.
Peace.